Hi there, I'm going to run you through what you need to know before you handle a meniscus tear, because if this video is of strong interest to you, I'm guessing the suspected tear is impacting your quality of life and you may even be getting pushed towards a surgery. So if that's the case, the first thing you need to know is that surgeons sell surgeries. I mean that with no disrespect. Oftentimes they sell very necessary, life-changing surgeries that no amount of natural remedies can even come close to replicating. But other times they may sell very unnecessary surgeries that could have been perfectly handled using more convenient and less costly approaches, and this is very common when it comes to the meniscus. Although the literature about whether the meniscus can adapt is still unclear, there are approaches you can use to decrease pain, improve knee function, and return to the level of activity you were at prior to the tear without surgery. The data is already telling us that this area of the knee can adapt to protect the meniscus, and the cells that sit outside of the meniscus can be stimulated and grown. So although it's unclear if the meniscus adapts, it's clear that its surroundings are capable of adapting and protecting it. And one way you can do that is by exposing your knee to deep knee bends. Because as you gradually and gently improve your ability to bend your knee further over your toe like this, you will nourish these areas and they can adapt to help you experience less pain and get your knee functioning normally again. It's a very well researched method called Mulligan's mobilization of movement method, and it's no different to how lifting weights allows your muscles to adapt. One thing to note is that if you have a meniscus tear, you likely don't have these protective areas very well developed yet, and therefore exposing your knee to a bend like this may be painful, but there's always a version of this exercise that you can do, and by using a pole to take some of the weight off your knee, you'll be able to get started. And once that becomes easier, you can challenge yourself a little bit more each week by, in this case, doing it without the pole, and as you adapt from there and develop confidence, you can start doing it on a lower box. Each increase in difficulty here represents better protection for your knee, and this is something you can start doing today, because as you'll see, you can achieve the same level of results using an approach like this if you didn't want to go down the surgery route. But before I compare surgery only results with exercise only results, surgeons sell surgeries, but people who help others repair injuries without surgeries are going to provide solutions to repair injuries without surgeries. As much as I'm biased towards my own discipline, I'm not turning this into a pissing contest. I want to show you some data and solutions you may not have seen before, and from there, the power is yours to make your own decisions about how you handle your own challenges. With that said, there are a lot of studies I could go into here, but a systematic review I want to visit from 2024 that consisted of 10 randomized control trials of 1,411 patients found that between two groups, those who opted for exercise only produced far superior results to those who opted for surgery only when it came to pain, knee function, and quality of life at the 3-month mark. With longer follow-ups beyond that 3-month mark, there was no evidence that the results of this surgery superseded the results of exercise only. So, to summarize this, the data suggests you can achieve similar results regardless of if you do it surgically or through exercise only. The reason you may not have been clear about that in the past is because when you seeked help for this, perhaps you did so in an environment where surgery is the norm and the expectation. Those who come to me don't receive the same suggestions simply because it's not what I do. If you're in front of me, I would assume you would like to get back to living a quality of life without surgery, and the conclusion is they can both work. What you choose to do depends on what your priorities are. But just know that the articular cartilage and glycosaminoglycans are able to adapt and protect the meniscus. If they're repeatedly exposed to movements such as deep knee bends, where the level of difficulty gradually increases, this can lead to better function of the knee, less pain, and an ability to resume your usual exercise levels. Some prefer to get the surgery, others want to avoid it. It's up to you. You have choices. And if you found this video useful, what you want to do next is check out this video I made about the importance of improving your blood flow when it comes to relieving pain.